All right, let's go to the main event. Last thing we're going to be talking about is the whole Drake and Kendrick feud reigniting once again. It never really fully extinguished. It was always simmering, but it's been simmering for some months. We've had little touches here, little shots there. Drake said a little something. Kendrick said a little something in his little Super Bowl ad. But now it's all out and open. Once again, not quite verbally or lyrically or even musically, but things are definitely bubbling right now. And why? Well, one, Drake, the boy, is suing.
With Kendrick Lamar just went to another level. 6 months after Kendrick dropped his diss track, Not Like Us, the Canadian rapper, whose real name is Aubrey Graham, is now accusing Universal Music Group and Spotify of, quote, artificially inflating the song's popularity, according to court documents obtained by E! News.
You can't make this shit up, man. You literally cannot make this shit up. If Drake could not come off looking any cornier or lamer or more soft than he has already been looked at as, he came out and sued over a diss track. Now, to get into semantics, he is not suing Kendrick directly, but he is suing Kendrick's label UMG, who also happens to represent Drake. And what is he alleging? That they are inflating. That they inflated Kendrick's numbers. You can't make this shit up, man.
Action petition, which was filed by Drake's Frozen Moments LLC in Manhattan on November 25th, accuses UMG of engaging in...
I mean, come on, think about that. The irony of his LLC being called Frozen Moments, and he's suing about a diss track that came out almost 6 months ago. Talk about being frozen in the moment, my guy. I thought you were done. I thought he said, I'm all good. Everything's all good over here. I woke up the next day like nothing even happened. Like, I'm all good. Like, bro, this is not the sign of a man that is doing well. This is not the sign. This is not how somebody acts who is winning, who's happy with how things are going in his life. This is not what you do in hip hop. It's just not.
Quote, schemes to inflate the song's popularity, hiring, quote, unknown third parties to use bots to promote the song, and paying radio stations to, quote, increase airplay. The claim adds, UMG did not rely on chance or even...
Come on, bro. Come on. All right. The fact that he is suing his own label, UMG, saying, allegedly, that Kendrick Lamar, that they paid or that they used bots to inflate Kendrick Lamar's numbers. If you believe that, which I think is ridiculous, but if you believe that they needed bots to increase his numbers, and to think that they did not do the same thing for their own artist, Drake, is idiotic at best. Off top, let's just say that. Not only am I representing Kendrick Lamar, I'm also representing Drake. I'm paying, if you're saying I'm using bots, right? And that's a common practice of us, or practice that we've been employing. You don't think that we've used bots for you too? And then you're saying I paid radio stations for increased plays. Newsflash, Drake, that is how the music industry works. They 1000% have done the same thing for your own singles and albums time and time again. There's a reason why people were so happy to get off of radio, to get away from the radio, get away from the DJs, because they were gatekeeping to a degree where you were only getting through if your labels were paying them money for plays. This is something that has always gone on in music. And to allege that this is uncharacteristic out of the ordinary business practices is fucking ridiculous. And to break through the noise, what noise? The only noise that people were paying attention to and locking into was Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. It's not like this shit came out of nowhere. Like, this shit was building for months. Ever since the Like That verse, ever since your response, all people were talking about and anticipating was Kendrick Lamar. And you were a part of that anticipation. You were building up the hype for his response. Drop. Like, you were antagonizing this man to drop and building up the anticipation and the hype amongst your own fans to hear his response to your diss. So, break through the noise? What was there to break through? Y'all weren't the noise. You had people that weren't even following rap and hip hop talking about this shit day in and day out. Y'all were the noise. This shit is ridiculous. This is just this shit here.
Even ordinary business practices to break through the noise. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airways with the song Not Like Us in order to make that song go viral.
Mind you, Not Like Us was song what? Like That, Euphoria, Meet the Grams, something, 6 a.m., something, 5, what, the 5th song in Kendrick's whole drop? After your 3 songs, that's 8 songs deep. What noise are they breaking through? What anticipation did they need to build? It was already there. People were tuning into this shit like it was like the first time Real World ever aired on MTV. Like, this shit was something we had not seen. For a lot of people, especially younger generations, have never seen in hip hop. The 2 biggest names, 2 biggest artists in the genre going at each other is the noise. What are we talking about? People love beef. People love controversy and confrontation and like back and forth. Like, to think that he needed a boost to get plays when this is the only thing people were checking for, it's fucking ridiculous. Dog, we had whole group chats just talking about what he could possibly say in response. All I remember looking, 2 words in the text message. Kendrick dropped. That's all I needed. Play. That's it. What are we talking about? He needed help to get views and plays, bro. And not only that, he was tapped in with Mustard. And it was a banger. Yo. This shit's sad, bro. This shit is sad.
The pre-petition, which is a procedure under New York state law before filing a lawsuit, also accuses UMG of charging Spotify, quote, 30% lower than its usual licensing rate for the song, quote, in exchange for Spotify affirmatively recommending the song to users who are searching for other unrelated songs and artists.
So what you're saying is Spotify is doing you're saying this label is doing what it does to literally every other promotion run in the history of music, is paying for promotion. That sounds like a rollout to me. It sounds like a absolute PR rollout that they would only do for artists that they know are really going to kind of shift the game and like do big numbers. Every big name artist has rollouts. Every big name artist has people that pay kickbacks for placements, for plays, for looks. Like, that is the normal business practice of the music industry. This is not something new. This is something that's been going on since music became like this whole mainstream commodity. Drake, you are a beneficiary of this exact same process. He's just being a crybaby little bitch.
Drake's attorneys accuse UMG of violating the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which is often used in cases involving organized crime.
What? Yeah. Yo, yo, Drake heard Not Like Us and was like, this shit gotta be illegal. Oh, Drake is never beating the Drake is the type of guy like memes or allegations ever again. I thought Not Like Us and the whole run did enough damage to Drake's kind of credibility and image that, people kind of like tune away from it a little bit. His stranglehold on like the industry and like everything would loosen up. But everything that has followed and everything that he has done since that kind of issue and like since that kind of back and forth, all the moves that he's made and the way that they've all flopped spectacularly on their face has done more damage to Drake's image and career than Not Like Us ever could have done. This man is spiraling. And what's funny is that is exactly what Kendrick said. And instead of like, trying to prove him wrong, he's doubling down on the spiral. And the fact that I see people amongst the industry, not the industry, fans amongst like hip hop, supposed fans, people part of the supposed culture, applauding this, like backing this and supporting this says everything you need to know about where we are in the state of the culture. I've been saying hip hop is in probably the worst state it has ever been. And from the first taste that people have ever gotten from an actual true hip hop back and forth battle lyricism between the supposed top two in the game, something that's been going on for generations now since hip hop kind of first started, and their first taste of it, what do? They applaud a man getting beat in a diss, getting beat in a battle, in a beef, and applauding a dude filing a lawsuit. The culture might be dead. It might be cooked. It really might be cooked if this is what people are genuinely applauding and getting behind. Imagine if Jay-Z sued Nas for saying you're gay, basically. Imagine Nas suing Jay-Z for the shit that he said on his record. Imagine Biggie suing Tupac for saying, I fucked your bitch. It goes on and on. I can keep going. Imagine. And like, honestly, like these younger generations ain't never, ever going to beat the allegations from older dudes and generations saying, y'all generation is soft as fuck. When this is the guy y'all are applauding.
Drake's legal team also claims in the filing that they had contacted UMG to resolve the issue, but, quote, UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. And the company has denied these claims. As a rep tells Variety, the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue.
Oh, I'll give you the exact cold quote that they had, because they had a cold ass quote. I ain't even gonna lie. UMG issued a scathing response to Drake's pay for play in favor of Kendrick Lamar lawsuit. What did they say? The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is an offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. Which is a absolute natural order in the music business. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. Drake is down so bad right now, he's getting ethered and too old by his own label. This shit is sad, bro.
"We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear." E! News has reached out to UMG, Spotify, reps for Kendrick and Drake for comment, but has not yet heard back. Drake's filing comes a year after his feud with the humble rapper began when he and J. Cole released their October 2023 track, in which they implied the three of them were the best rappers in modern hip-hop. However, Kendrick wasn't a fan of that notion, releasing his song Like That, where he did.
All right, we don't need to relitigate everything that happened. We already know about the beef. We've talked about this for over and over again. Kendrick, objectively, whether you like him or not, won this whole battle, won this whole beef, won this whole back and forth. One artist, hip hop artist, due to the culture, is suing another artist over this. You lost. You lost in every possible way. That is not what hip hop culture does. You either take your L like a man and bounce back with some fucking music, like I've been saying for the longest time, that people actually fuck with, or you do what he did. And if he thinks he's going to get any credibility back from this in any way, shape, or form, he is delusional beyond help. If this is the red button he was talking about he was going to push, it's a lawsuit. Bro. The way the internet, the way artists, the way fans, the way peers are going to be lighting your ass up anytime you open your mouth from now on, it's going to be kind of sad. And I'm going to probably kind of start to feel a little sad for you, a little sorry for you, because suing Kendrick Lamar over a diss track could not have made this L any worse for you. I didn't think he could handle this any worse than he already has. I think he about hit rock bottom. I don't really know how you can handle this any worse. Well, he did also go on a stream with one XQC, a man of the culture, to talk about beef and tell him to cut people off and to call people soft ops while he's doing lawsuits. You can't make this shit up, dog. Like, you really can't. All Kendrick really did was expose your character to the world to a degree that a Pusha T or anybody else could never have done, because they weren't even close to your level on a mainstream scale. And the moment somebody who is, you folded. Folded like a paper fucking plate. It's over. So over. I don't want to hear no tough talk, no back and forths, no I want all the smoke, no nobody wants it with me on the track. Like, I don't want to hear no more of that talk. Them days is over. The mask is off. The emperor has no clothes, bro. Like, you got exposed. And I didn't think, honestly, as catchy and as fun as I thought the disses were, and how I thought he clearly washed Drake, especially from a lyrical standpoint and impact standpoint, I did not think it would have this man spiraling as bad as it has now. The fact that he is suing his own label for how well Lot Like Us did, like, is insane to me. And to think that Kendrick really needed that push when the whole fucking world was tuned into this. I can attest to this. I was literally in another fucking country and continent that does not speak English, and they were talking about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. The fact that he thinks that they needed that push to do what he just did to him is hilarious to me, and shows just how out of touch he is with the culture, which is only reiterating what Kendrick Lamar said in his diss tracks over and over and over again. I am the culture. You're just a guest here. And you just proved it. Because this is as far from the culture of hip hop and rap as you can possibly be. Lawsuits to other artists over disses. Like, that's insane. That's fucking insane. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, is it over for Drake? Like, is it truly over for Drake? Like, will he ever be able to save his image outside of his fans ever again? Like, will he ever truly be able to say he is a man of the culture and be able to tap into that true hip hop side ever again? Possible, but the way shit's looking right now, sheesh.